Hello and welcome to your own channel. Let's talk business once again. As I said previously, the DA business is a valuable part of London market because it is not only providing the way for underwriters and brokers to try new product, new class of business, but also provide access to the local customer base across the world. The DA business makes a substantial contribution which is accounting more than 40% in the London market premium. So you can understand that the DA business is extremely important for Lloyds in the London market as a whole. Now coming back to this series, this is the third video presentation in this series. The first is about the introduction of this series. The second is about the Delegated Authority business. And in this video presentation, we will be talking about the DA business ecosystem. The Lloyds is building, or in some cases revamping massively a DA business ecosystem so that they can secure this important channel of business. So we will cover the entire ecosystem or component of the ecosystem later on in our series. But in this video presentation, let's focus on the ecosystem and various components of the ecosystem, which is very important for us to understand before going forward. So as always, there is a lot to know and a lot to discuss. So without waiting more, let's start talking business. So for those who are new to my channel, I am Ravi Shankar. I'm having more than 16 years of experience in business analysis, largely associated with P&C and general insurance domain, currently practicing within the Lloyds of London. If you have any queries related to this video presentation or my previous video presentation, do send me email at my Hotmail email ID. I'm also available on LinkedIn and Twitter, so you can also join me there. Once again, thanks a lot for all your queries or your suggestions or your emails or your appreciations. I really love them all. Well, as far as the agenda, as I said earlier, we are only going to touch the ecosystem at very high level, and we'll try to see what are the various components within the DA business ecosystem. So let's go ahead. Well, as I said, before going further about anything in the DA business system revamping and system modernization, let's talk about the DA business ecosystem first. Because as I said earlier, right, in order to understand the DA business, you have to understand the DA business holistically. I mean, what are the various components, what are the various initiative, modernization initiating on those components, and what are the various objective of these components. So we will see everything in this short video presentation. So the first component of the ecosystem is dealing with the inquiries, approvals, and the system which is going to manage all this is called as a Delegated Oversight Manager, which is basically replacing the Atlas system. Atlas system. So for those who don't know about Atlas, Atlas is a secure web-based system that will act as an electronic filing and online application system for cover holders. It deals with the three important aspects of the cover holder activities. First, the new cover holder application, including their branch application. Second, it will also record the changes in the cover holder permission that is required by the Lloyds. Third, it will also provide the annual compliance data that can be available to the managing agent and the Lloyds broker for their consumption. The second important component of this ecosystem is Delegated Contract Manager, DCM, which is replacing the BAR system or the Binding Authority Registration System. As I covered in my previous presentation in this series, binding authority agreements are contract which is set out the scope of delegate authority. Now, where this contract or the binding authority contract to be recorded. The BAR system is the place where all the delegate authority contracts to be recorded so that it can be managed properly. Now, it is mandatory requirement that all binding authorities are registered online on the Binding Authority Registration System or BAR system. It is required under the intermediary bylaw for all the binding authorities to be registered and to be declared to the Lloyds. And this is done by registering those binding authorities into the BAR system. Extremely important system. Now the third important aspect is the Lloyds cover holder workbench and the Lloyds risk exchange. Now both of these components are addressing the risk placement aspect of the DA business, and both of these services are elective. Coverholder Workbench is a digital platform that supports the coverholder placement lifecycle, including submission, rating, quoting, policy generation management, and cash handling. It is designed from the ground up to work seamlessly with the Lloyds market, and it is compliant with the Lloyds boardroom management system, which we also call as a Delegated Data Manager, which we'll cover in the next video presentation. Well, from the Lloyd's risk exchange point of view, I have already covered it in my previous presentation, which you can access by clicking on the information icon on top of this video. But let me give you a quick introduction. Lloyd's risk exchange is an exchange for underwriting relatively non-complex, high-volume, low-value risk, which enable the policy to be created and bought digitally. This digital exchange connect to the existing system or provide a new user interface, enabling instant search, quote, bind, issue to improve the speed of placement and overall customer experience. So again, it's a very important initiative under the Future at Lloyd modernization program, which is going to get a part of the DA business ecosystem as well. Moving ahead, let's talk about the Lloyd's claim solution. The claim solution is getting developed under the Future at Lloyd's. They are doing a lot of thing under the Future of Lloyd modernization initiative, and the DA ecosystem is going to leverage it. Under the Future of Lloyd initiative, the claim solution is designed to transform the claim process by automating the simple claim using the straight-through processing, resolving the standard claim handling on behalf of the market, and empowering the lead underwriter to handle more complex claim rather than spending their time on the smaller and less complex claim. Now, this solution will create a better customer experience, making it easier for the customer to track and manage the claim by their own. And the central idea behind it is to speed up the claim settlement process for those small claims. Going ahead, Delegated Data Manager. Now, Delegated Data Manager is an extremely and the central aspect of the DA ecosystem, which we are going to cover specifically in the next video presentation. Well, Delegated Data Manager is act as a heart of this entire ecosystem and will provide the central reporting data to everyone, which will reduce the burden of regulatory reporting when fully adopted. So this is going to be a center of the entire DA business ecosystem, and we will cover this in next video presentation. Actually, I wanted to cover in this video presentation, but then I thought, like, if you cover the DA business ecosystem as well as Delegated Data Manager, the video is going to be very long. So I just wanted to cover DA ecosystem in this video presentation and the Delegated Data Manager in the next video presentation. So going forward, Lloyd's middle and back office. Now this is also under the Future of Lloyd modernization initiative. Lloyd's middle and back office component of the ecosystem is dealing with the back office operation efficiencies and settlement process. This is the next generation capability for connecting syndicates, brokers, delegate authority partner, insured, reinsured, and all related third party. Its aim is to provide a frictionless processing, which is based on the reliable data coming from the trusted and reliable data source. The final aspect of the DA business ecosystem is about the business oversight for the better customer experience. Delegated Audit Manager will be covering this area, which is basically replacing the AIM system. AIMS system. Now, for those who don't know about AIMS, AIMS is a tool that has been created for the Lloyds to replace their manual approach to arrange the coverholder and TPA audits. And it is intended to specifically improve the coordination across the multiple stakeholders, which will assist managing agent to perform the audit lifecycle in a very controlled way. And not only to provide the controlled audit lifecycle, but also help them to follow up on the audit actions, right? So the AIMS will help the managing agent to perform the audits regularly on their cover holders. Delegated Audit Manager will be replacing the AIMS in near future. So this is all about the quick overview of DA business ecosystem. Again, I will cover each component in detail in my next video presentation, so stay with me. That's the end of today's short video presentation. I hope you have gained some knowledge, and I hope I have set up the right ground for the future presentation in this series. Goodbye and take very good care of yourself. Bye, and I will see you soon in next video presentation.